Greetings, God bless, and welcome back. I'm wondering if anybody else can relate to feeling like I just don't want to be in 2023. I'm just finding this all the virtue signaling, the masking, the guilting, the shaming, the implied, uh, you know, uh, like that if you don't believe in the current narrative about certain medical procedures, you're evil. That if you don't believe in the current narrative about, like, you should defund the police because of whatever, then you're evil. If you're not into dwelling on certain people's nether region and what they do in bed, then you're evil because you're not into it. You're not bringing your children to um, drag queen story time hour. Like I don't even want to like I moved to a new location. I don't even want to make new friends because the people I have talked to, they're asking, um, or they're making weird. They're into their little cult. They're into their little virtue signaling poster child of the month club. And like, aren't you into this new thing of the month? um, how liberal they are, how open minded they are. Like I don't, and irony is, though, they're like all about this stuff. But if you are different, if you're uh, um, wanting to just do what you've always done all your life, all 50 some years of my life, I was just breathing, and I would rest and had chicken soup when I was sick, and I would stay home when I was sick. But like everybody's like, yeah, you just got to do, like, you got to suffocate and do nasal swabs all the way up and break your form plate, and you got to put questionable liquids into your bloodstream. That's what you do to be healthy. You break your form plate, you break your blood, and you break your breathing, and that's how you be healthy. And now all these coincidences are happening because Big Brother doesn't like people stating the facts of the reality. And people are still just thinking, oh, it's a coincidence. Or now they're like, oh, it's global warming that's causing heart attacks in babies and athletes. Yeah, so I don't even feel like I, I don't even know what to say. And the thing is, like, I'm interacting with Christians who are believing in some parts of this, or some of my progressive liberal friends that on some levels didn't believe in some of the narrative, but then they got on board later with the crazy narrative that has no evidence. But that there's all these coincidences that we can't talk about. Um, it begins with a C, and I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that word. What Big Brother does. When Big Brother shuts you down, they do what's called, it's a ship that begins with a C. Anyway, yeah, I feel like I want to create a civilization. I want to go somewhere where it's pre 2019. And you know what? 2019 was not all that great. There was still a lot of crap out there. But like, we have just succumbed. We have just surrendered, and we're still in this crap. Like, where's the just the opting out of the current narrative? Like, people aren't opting out of the narrative. Like, people are still wearing masks in February 2023. I still see it. Still see hale, hearty, healthy-looking people, strong people wearing masks. Adults, older adults wearing masks. Sick people, like on oxygen ventilators, wearing a mask. Like, the people who are on oxygen are the last people who should be suffocating, for sure. Yeah. So, and then I interact with Christians, and they're like one was trying to get on me that I believe in Jesus and that I believe in the Bible. And this is somebody who's a Christian. And and they're all virtue signaling. They're trying to tell me I need to feel guilty about this shade. I need to feel guilty, that that this is my fault. I'm a crime against humanity, even though she's the same hue. She's the same hue, but trying to make me feel guilty. Uh, and and she was trying to like get me to say that the Bible was wrong. The Bible has certain boundaries, and God is not trying to cramp anybody's style. He's saying when you are a sex addict, and that is what so many in that community are, they're out of control. And if any of them are honest with you, they will tell you that. I was best friends with guys in the gay community many years ago, and that is all they're doing. Like, they should not be focusing on little children, like, because they've got one thing on their mind, and it's like, in my experience, it was just with adults, but now there's just this push. There's like, you know, and like, there's just this brainwashing and indoctrination, and in that community, there's a lot of drugs, and you can have mind altering experiences. You can kind of, and drugs are can be a portal for demons. I mean, so like even Christians are trying to, and I'm a new Christian. These people, have been Christians for 20, 30 years or whatever longer. And they're trying to also shake me. This one Christian was trying to get me to say, oh, Jesus is wrong about the Bible. The Bible is wrong. Whatever the liberals don't like, whatever the left doesn't like, oh yeah, that's wrong. That's what this one person was Christian was trying to tell me, and she wanted to harm me because I didn't agree. And then like other Christians are dabbling with what's called apostasy. Like that's it's like having an affair, like people who are claiming to be Christian, but they're having an affair with pagan practices and pagan beliefs or satanic beliefs. Like pagan means like not Christian, but satanic is definitely like in cahoots with Satan. And yeah, and I just had another experience where somebody was trying to bash like a lifelong Christian, knows the Bible backwards and forwards, but they don't use the King James Version. And they were trying to bash that those who compiled the KJV were wrong. And I've just been saying, this person has been saying, that's wrong. The KJV is wrong. And I've been saying it and kind of taking offense at me and thinking that I'm being judgmental of them. And I mean, I'm being discerning. I'm like, you're wrong if you're not using the authorized King James Version, because God creates kings and kings authorize documentation. And this person is like, you're wrong. You're being too simplistic. It isn't like that, And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's what Scripture says. And anyways, I'm just encountering arrogance of Christians. And, navigating this stupid world full of stupid, selfish people. Like people who, they're like, oh, well, I'm just taking care of my business. I'm just taking care of my children. And who to heck with what's happening in schools, what's happening in my local government, or what's happening nationally. Like, forget about that, because I'm just paying my bills and growing my family and making my connections or something like that. And yeah, how could that be wrong? But it must be, because we're in such a messed up situation right now. And we're having to just be in it forever. Like, God, return soon, because like it's been bad. Like I knew something was not right. Like things were beginning to get, I don't know, I think 2005 for me. Just I was a new age progressive liberal, worked at an organic farm, and the organic farm was abusive. And the dynamics were just so toxic. Like it did something. It really, I don't know, it just took a lot out of me. Also, because farm work is terrible slave labor. It's like an Olympic maximal effort, and there was just like I was supplementing, I was taking all sorts of vitamins, I was spending all my money on vitamins just to try to get through the day, and I was broken. I was broken after that. Um, and I realized, and I went to a different situation because I'm like, okay, that's just a one time bad thing, and it was another bad situation. It was like, and I talked to somebody who's doing her master's in agriculture, and she said, yeah, organic farmers are known for being exploitative. They're breaking the law. And the thing is, when I contacted OSHA, uh, there's not enough people working in all of these like agencies that are supposed to stop people from breaking the law. Like there's so many violations that occur, and they've got like one person for the whole state, like, so it has to be like murder or rape or whatever. It has to be. And the thing is, uh, employers will bribe these OSHA people. I'm pretty sure that's a possibility. And and then these people who are supposed to be on your side, they try to gaslight you. That's the thing that I experience is like I'm trying to get an official to help, and I'm just trying to be nice, like please, please, just look into this. And they're like, "Wow, you must be crazy. You must be just a troublemaker. You must be a jerk. You must be lying." And you present all this evidence. And the thing is, like you are liable for committing a crime of lying by reporting something to the government, but still they give you a hard time, create a lot of friction, try to tell you you're lying, try to tell you you're wrong. They go in and then they come back and say you're wrong, or it wasn't that bad. So yeah, I just really lost faith. I'm like, and my friends and family and just, regular people are like, oh, you're just protesting too much, she does protest too much or something like that. But when you meet other people who've been in the same situation, they will agree. And yeah, it's just terrible. And I, yeah, I don't know. I just want to, if I